Yo, what is good, dev guys? It's your boy Kane. Yes, sir, I'm back with another video. It's been almost 2 months since my last devlog, and with classes starting back up, I figure it's a good time to update you guys with where my project is. A lot has changed over these past few weeks. There's so much to talk about, but first I want to talk about scope creep. Scope creep is a disease, people. And like cancer, every game dev has some kind of dormant cells lying around inside them. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. I'm an ambitious person, but you have to be able to balance what you want versus what you're actually capable of doing. Something that really helped me was focusing on building the story of my game first. Creating the world on paper really helped me narrow down my vision and focus on what I'm actually capable of doing for my project. I'll get more into the lore of the game in a later devlog because it still needs a ton of work and a lot more depth before I present it to you guys. But one of the biggest changes I made was adding weapons to my game. At first, I didn't want to be another online first-person shooter in an already oversaturated marketplace. This caused me to try to make something similar to an FPS, but without guns. This way of thinking almost quadrupled my scope. Since my game is based on abilities and projectiles, not only did I have to have distinct primary and secondary attacks, I also had to have an even more amazing set of abilities to follow up those attacks. Adding weapons to eliminate the need for a primary and secondary attack gave me a ton of breathing room in terms of ability planning. Another big change I made to the game was its protagonist. Since the game's lore has changed, so did the characters. In the beginning, I wanted to pull characters from Smite. It has a huge cast and a ton of reference for me to follow. Seemed like a no-brainer. However, after deep thought, I realized that they would cost me more time than it would actually save me. I was spending so much time trying to write a story for the Smite universe to fit in, instead of creating my own universe and adding characters to it. I had put myself in a box. So instead, I'm going to create my own original characters. I've already commissioned several concept artists trying to find that look and style I want. I got some really cool ones, and some I won't be using directly, but possibly as reference for future characters. Speaking of characters, I've been knee deep in a sculpting course for creating characters from scratch. Now, I'm not the best character artist, but look here, man, with some of the prices that I've been quoted, I figure it was better for me to learn the shit. Hopefully, in the future, I can meet somebody that's an aspiring character artist and they'll look at my project as something bigger than just a one-off payment. I've also been spending a lot of time learning about CAD. CAD is computer-aided design. And I must say, making guns and hard surface props inside of a CAD program is a game changer. I recently purchased an educational license for Rhino 7, which is a pretty sweet deal, man. Check this out. The educational version is also a full commercial license. So I'm able to use the things that I make inside the program commercially. I've also been doing some direct work in the engine as well. After playing around with Control Rig for about a week, I've decided to move my entire animation pipeline completely into Unreal. This is going to save me so many iteration cycles. I was already getting frustrated with starting in Blender, crafting my animations, exporting them to Unreal just to see that things weren't fitting right. Being able to author animations right in the place that they'll be used is so much better. And I can get the exact camera that I'll be using in the game instead of guesstimating. Control Rig has so many cool features, man. A pose library, procedural rigging system, even runtime animation editing based on inputs from the game. The coolest feature though, in my opinion, is the ability to create linked anim sequences. These allow you to link the level sequence where you keyframe the animation to the baked out animation. That means any changes you make will automatically propagate to the baked animation. There's no need for rebaking down to the deform rig after adding a small tweak to a pose. Just make the tweak on the pose and boom, it's updated. It's mind blowing, guys. I've done some small work in meta sounds as well, creating weapon firing sounds, but really after watching some very informative YouTube videos, I want to add more layers to my sounds. But here's how my gunshots sounded before meta sounds, and here's how they sounded after I used meta sounds. I'm only testing a couple of weapons at the moment, and neither of them are final. I still have a ton of art style planning to do. But this does give me the ability to nail down the pipeline. That means I can create base classes and just extend the logic per weapon. And hopefully this will make it easier to find bugs, tweak, and balance weapons down the road. I've also taken the steps to block out my first map. It's called Pagora, and it's still a huge work in progress. Level editing is one of those skills I need a lot of work on, but I was able to get something functional to better fine tune my movement system. I've changed that godly to a simple boost jump that will give players the burst of secondary movement. I've added wall climbing, which still needs a lot of work, but the base logic has been written. I've also tweaked the way gravity works. Since my game is not based on Earth or any real world gravity, I wanted something that felt forgiving, but not too floaty. This is done by changing the gravity value over time while the player is falling. Movement is very important to me, and I'll be tweaking it until it's perfect. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you guys, man. That's pretty much the update right there, baby. You did? Yes, sir. If you got any ideas or suggestions, please jump into the comment section below and leave your boy some hints. Leave me something. You dig what I'm saying? Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you loved the video. Also, man, if you want to help out on this project, I am very open to working with someone or working with a group of people to help lighten the burden of this project. Right now, I'm carrying it by myself. I'm not like saying I'm struggling or I need help. It's just like I feel like this thing could be something cool, and if we get a few people working on it, it can move a little bit faster. So if you're interested in that, man, jump in my Discord, or to contact me, you can hit me up on social media or send me a message on Discord. I'll respond and we'll talk about it, man. But other than that, that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.